Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning, there ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen, okay, it's a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. They can find me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. I swear to God, man.
What's going on, you guys? It's the FPL Penguin back again with another stream for you all. Hope you're all doing well. In today's stream, we'll be talking about Euro Fantasy once again. Probably the last stream leading up to the competition, with Turkey and Italy being the first fixture of the competition. Discussing all things Euro Fantasy, and we'll be looking at your teams as well. As my guests, I've got Benji, Davey and Matt, who you may recognise from the FPL Game Week, hosted by Lama, Boona and Matt. Chaps, how are we doing? All good?
Not too bad, not too bad. How is you?
I'm good. Yeah, we've got quite a bit to talk about today. Euro Fantasy, you know, it's caught on. It's a bit of a, not a bandwagon, but you know, a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. It's really caught on. Over 1 million people are playing this game, and looking forward to playing it. So we've got a lot to talk about. We'll be talking about the prize league, which teamed up with Davey and the FPL Game Week, Lama, the FPL Game Week, and we'll also be looking at your teams as well. So let's get straight into this. Say hello to FPL Integrity, saying early notifications, and Dylan as well, saying best thumbnail Penguin has ever made, because he's he's from Wales, and it's Gareth Bale on the thumbnail. Yeah, definitely a player to watch. But yeah, guys, you know, Davey, are you looking forward to the competition? Is your team are you ready? Is your fantasy team ready for the first match day? I'll bring your team up
Yeah,
now.
I think I'm ready. More excited to watch the games than play Euro Fantasy, to be honest, but it's nice to play and have some sort of extra incentive.
I'm just going to bring your team up now. Just on here. Let me just scroll up. Here it is. And I'll just change the screen as well. So, while I change that, you know who you got in your team already. I believe you've got some French players in your team, I believe, Davey. So, well, hopefully
Don't have any French players.
Hopefully it comes up okay. Just double check.
I used to
It's on now.
have some French players, but
About 10 seconds it
I
should come on.
changed my strategy this morning after reading some things on Sky Sports News.
Okay, right. Let me just make it bigger on the screen. So we have got here on taking part my face off the screen. Let me just get this better over here. Right, so we've got in your team right here, Davey. We've got Lukaku, Depay. We've got also Morata, I believe that is. Ericsson, Ferran Torres, Wijnaldum, and Berardi. With Waz, I believe, Cancelo and Spinazzola. Is it Spinazzola? Let's pronounce it. And Schmeichel in goal too. You got Tierney and Nigo, Torres and Havideki. That pronounced name. So yeah, what do you think of that team so far, Davey? You happy with it? You happy going forward with that team?
Yeah, I'm in a way. It's basically a team set up for match day 1 and match day 3. Because I'm going to use the limitless chip in match day 2 when we have more information. And I like Spain's chances. The bookies have them really high odds to win the group, and I think most of the points I think in Euro Fantasy will come in the group stage. So I just wanted a bit more balance. Morata's an iffy one because Moreno could play, but I do fancy like Morata just because of his low ownership. Maybe just like sneak it. As soon as he gets a couple of goals, he'll just go off on one because he's a very streaky player.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Morata will start. I think the Moreno hype has definitely been squashed. But I think the problem is when I watched the Portugal game, he's just the same old Morata that I see. He just misses shots, poor touch, misses sitters, Timo Werner-esque, let's say. So I'm not really confident, in myself on getting a Spain striker, but I see what you're doing with the targeting the best first and third game weeks.
I
match
believe
days.
Moreno's had a decent season for Villarreal, hasn't he? It's a shame, really, because he would have been a good one to go for. I think 6.5 million, and he would have been, if he was going to get the starts, definitely one to probably consider. If you couldn't get someone like Torres in your team, who's about, is he 8.5? Was it 8 million? 8 million. Torres and
8 million.
yeah, 7 million for Omo as well. I mean, if Moreno started in the middle, he
I
would have
like
been a good one.
that.
Mm.
I like Olmo.
He's
I
a
think
good player,
he's 7 million for. I think he'll start as well. That left side.
Yeah,
He's a very solid pick.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't start on the left for Spain. He's a very talented player. He was going to get picked up by Man City before he went to Leipzig, and I think Liverpool are also interested in him. So he is he was wanted very, very highly, and he's had a decent season in the Bundesliga. So, I would expect him to start on that left side. Great option.
It's a nice team. Yeah, I like the double up with Depay and Wijnaldum. I honestly don't know how Holland are going to do in this competition. Some people don't particularly rate their coach. Their defence, without Van Dijk in there. I just heard as well that Van der Beek, Manchester United player, has a bit withdrawn from the Euros now, something to do with an injury, I believe. So he's out. I don't know what you think, Davey, of Holland. Do you think are you happy with double Holland attack, or do you think probably just playing the
They
one
were
is
the
safer?
They were the first two players I put in my team. Those two plus Lukaku were the only three players that I've never changed in my team. Holland will go. I think they've got a really nice group. Wijnaldum does play a more attacking role for the Netherlands than he does for Liverpool. He's also the captain. He's fairly nailed. I think he's a nice price at that 8 million bracket, and him and Depay are Holland's two key players. So if they're going to do well, those two will be probably involved. I don't fancy their defence. I just think they're too sloppy. Like they're half a mistake away from conceding. I do think Holland will concede goals.
Yeah, I would second that. I think definitely without Van Dijk, they look very sloppy, and they're starting this new three at the back system, which all the defenders have said that they're not used to it and they don't like it. So that's probably a warning sign for Netherlands defense. But I going back to the groups, going back to Holland's group, I do think in my opinion, I genuinely think they have the easiest group of the tournament. They have, I think Ukraine's very overrated. I think people are overhyping them a tad bit. And then North Macedonia, I think they're new to the tournament. They're not that good, and I think Austria are really bad, really, really bad as well. So they've got a really, really easy group. So I would have them top in the group and beating every team pretty comfortably. So yeah, that's what I would say is target Netherlands attack. I think like Davey has here.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to say hello to a few people in chat. We've got Robbie, we've got Paulie, we've got Kobe, we've got Sean, we've got Fadzi, we've got John. Like I said, welcome guys. Hope you're all doing well. Great to hear from you. Dylan saying currently on draft 1,451. And Ante is here as well, another regular viewer of the streams. And Dylan's saying, I would like to hear your thoughts on Berardi. It went from Chiesa to Berardi, and you've got him. So what's changed? I think he's asking that to you, Davey.
Well, Brady played in the last friendly over Chiesa, and I was so sure that Chiesa would be the starting right winger, just because of the season he had for Juventus, where he had a ridiculously good season. But Berardi is just a little bit older, got that more experience. Also, I've been following a few of the Italian sort of FPL players on Twitter, and they've been bigging up Berardi. He's 6 million, he's cheaper, he allows greater spread of funds. Allows you to have a player to captain in that first game. Got decent goal threat. And of that, players in the 6 million bracket, he's probably the best.
Yeah, and the best part is that we get the lineups before the deadline for the Italy game. So if he doesn't start, you can just switch him out. The same with players like Spinazzola, who people have said is not going to start. I think he'll start, but if he doesn't, you get an opportunity to just switch him out if they don't.
Spinazzola will start. I think he's the Roma left back. He's got some pedigree there. He's played in Europe. Emerson's the other left back in the squad, and he's played 0 minutes for Chelsea this year.
Yeah.
So I'd expect Spinazzola to play unless Mancini changes the system when things aren't going right. But I doubt he'll do that. I think he's more likely to change personnel than he is to change systems.
We've got Kobe here come with, do you guys think Turkey are good enough to break Italy's clean sheet streak? I
No.
Do you not? Interested.
No.
I agree.
I think
I agree with Benji. Yeah, I think no chance.
So good. The Mancini, one great thing he's good at is sorting out defenses when it's getting bad. He came in, he said, I'm going to sort out this defense. We're going to make sure Chiellini comes when he comes back, because I think he got injured at the time and he came back and they sorted out that defense. Bonucci's been playing better football than he had when he left Juventus to Milan. They've also got Chiellini. Florenzi's playing at a high level now in the Champions League with PSG. Donnarumma's gotten older. He's a better goalkeeper, so they've got a replacement for Buffon now. And that just defense is well organised with leaders, two big leaders in that back line. And I really don't think they're going to, let up on their clean sheet. I genuinely think they could go the group stage without conceding a goal. So,
but they have got some good teams, good players. Turkey in their team. The lad who plays are going to come. Hakan plays for AC Milan. A bit like a KDB, pulls the strings, takes set pieces. Yilmaz
Çalhanoğlu.
Is what? Sorry.
His name's Çalhanoğlu, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Thank you. I didn't know how to pronounce his name. But yeah, they got some good players, and if they were to score, I think it would just be the one goal. But like you said, Italy's defence looks, relatively tight at the back. Donnarumma, one of the best goalkeepers out there in the world right now, also plays for AC Milan. All I see is probably an Italy win, and we just got to see how they do against Turkey. But I do think, I don't know, like you were talking about, Benji, about Ukraine, maybe too much hype behind Ukraine. Maybe there's too much hype behind Turkey, because how Turkey have done.
I think Turkey are okay. I think Turkey are okay, and I think they are quite good defensively. Looking at their record, I think they're not actually that bad defensively. I thought they were worse, but I just think that all of Turkey's hopes is being put on a 35 plus striker. I think he's over 30. 5. It might
37,
be.
I think. Yilmaz.
Yeah, who's got no pace in a high, pace-driven tournament, uh, in a tournament and against Italy specifically. Let's just say, Italy where they struggle is the pace. If you got against a pacey counter-attacking team and you play against a possession-based team in Italy, you're going to get a little bit more space than any other team. And that's not Turkey. Turkey are slow paced, and I don't think they're going to get much, luck against Italy. They might get more luck against Wales and Switzerland, but I do think they are slightly bit overhyped attacking wise. But defensively, I think they're actually quite good, better than I thought. I thought they were.
And they've got Soyuncu, who's a decent player
Mm.
as well. They got some go for it from set pieces. I think if Turkey score against Italy, it'll be from a set piece.
Yeah,
But I can't see them breaking down that midfield three that Italy have because they're just so combative. You've got like Jorginho, Barelli, Locatelli, and who's the other one?
it's Locatelli.
Barella, Jorginho. There's another one.
Jorginho.
Verratti, is it?
Verratti, yeah, but I don't know if he's Verratti, but I don't know if he's fit. But I mean, those guys can put in a tackle. They're good at holding the ball up. They're good at winning it back. I can't see like Turkey's strength being having players that can match that. They have to bypass the midfield for Turkey and then just play long balls or play it out wide.
And even if they do get past that midfield, they don't have the pace to even get past the wing backs. Florenzi is a very fast wing back, so is Spinazzola. And if they go in between, they've got one of the two best old centre backs who know what they're doing. You know, they're not. It's just not going to be easy at all.
Plus, Italy's backup centre backs are really good as well. Like Bastoni. Bastoni is going to be a world class defender. He'll be better than Van Dijk in my opinion. Like he's a proper old school Italian Maldini-esque defender. Nesta, like all those great Italian defenders. Bastoni is just like a mix of them all. He's utterly brilliant. And I think if he does start instead of Chiellini, I'd be rushing to get him in.
Yeah, we've got what else is here? We've got John Harris saying, would it be sensible to double up on Italy's defence or save a bit of money to improve another position in your squad? You know, I've seen a few people go for double Italy defence, if it means like goalkeeper and probably Bonucci or something like that. I don't know what you guys think. Do you think for this group in particular, I don't know if John means just for this match day, but if we are talking against Turkey, do you think it's a sensible idea? Do you think it's bold? Do you think, against Turkey? And we'll go Benji.
I think it depends on how many you're playing.
I think doubling up on Italy defense I think it's good because if you're playing the limitless in 2, I think they play Wales in 3, right? And Wales ain't scoring against Italy. And you've got a pretty good chance they don't score against Turkey. I think Turkey is their best opposition. Their hardest opposition in that group. But if you're playing a limitless game week 2, I think it is actually quite good to have 2 Italy defenders because then in game week 3 you'll play the easiest opponent in the group and you're pretty much guaranteed, clean sheets at that point. So.
Yeah. I don't know what you think, Davey. What's your thoughts on that as well?
I think it just depends. It does depend on your chip strategy as well. Like if you're building a team for match day 1 and 3, then that's fair enough. But I think it depends on how many defenders you're going to play and what your budget is for defense. Because I think 1 is enough. I think 2 potentially is a little bit overkill considering how expensive they are. Like Florenzi's 6
if you've
million.
got the money, I think it is a good idea. But if you're really, really hard and on money and squad value, I don't think it's. I wouldn't say it's a bad idea, but you can look at your team and see if you can stretch that money out elsewhere.
I mean, it's just other than Spinazzola, like it's just clean sheet potential for the away defenders. I cannot see any attacking threat from them. Maybe other than set pieces. So it would just be one away defender. Either go with the goalkeeper or Spinazzola.
Mm. I do think though, if you are doing double Italy defense, like I said, I do think it is a good idea that if you do limitless in game week 2, it's good because then you play Wales and you're basically guaranteed clean sheets at that point. So
Cool. Is Matt still there? Are you still there, Mr. Bench Points?
Yeah, I'm just intrigued and listening to what you guys are yapping on about.
Well, it seems that we've got you talking now and got your attention now. We brought your team up. Should appear next 10 seconds on the stream, Matt. But yeah, do you want to talk us through your latest draft? And you got Donnarumma in goal. You got Cancelo. Go for it, mate. What do you talk us through your team? What's your plan?
You say it. Go on, you say it.
What?
Well, I've gone for
Oh.
the 1 to 3, with the limitless and chip strategy for number 2, and then I've literally put most of my. I've gone for new people coming into the game need to know is you need a playing bench first of all. You just need a playing bench because if a team doesn't get any points, one of your players, you can transfer him out for a person on your bench for the next match day. So you need to cover your captains for every day, and you need to cover on your bench just in case. And it doesn't even matter if they're crap, as long as they play. Always put the people on that are playing before on first, just in case they do get something. And then if they don't get anything, then you can transfer them out afterwards, sub them out. So I've used that. That's why I've got some interesting things happening with my team, pretty much. But I've gone. Benji said earlier about Austria being crap. I've watched a few of their games. They're not crap.
No, I don't think they're
That's
crap.
why I've gone treble. I've gone treble. I've tripled up on Austria. I've got Lena, Alaba, and Altovic for Austria. I've gone with Davy on a Depay, Wijnaldum, double up, and then I've got Lukaku as well. I've got more experience where Davy went with not so nailed Berardi. I've gone with the very nailed Insigne. I've captained him, and then I've got a back four of Cancelo, Menya, Lena, and I can't even pronounce that geezer. Makola. I've got on mine.
All right.
And then on my bench, I think I've changed it since that one I've done you, because then I've changed it around. And on my bench, I've got Krul, Alaba, Jota, and Hulls. But I've only got the likes of Jota and Krul and that on the bench because they play later, so they can come on if there's any issues with the people that are playing.
I just watched with Cruel, Matt, because what's his name? Sketlenberg, the other goalkeeper for Holland. There could be rotation there. There's a few people
saying about this. I don't know.
It's just one of those risky.
Oh, it's risky, but I reckon it's a risk worth taking because I know a lot of people have got that. Is that 4 mil goalkeeper from Finland? Is it? But what are you really going to get out of a 4 mil keeper from Finland? Their group isn't the best.
There's the 4.5 million goalkeeper from Austria. Oh, well, I know you got triple Austria, but I don't think you want to part with maybe Lena or no. I don't know. There's not that many. There is the Turkey
not that many
goalkeeper.
Keepers. I think you just got.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go anywhere, would you? That's the problem. The goalkeepers, I think you're very limited for a second option. You either go dirt cheap and just write it off, or you go a bit risky.
You've got David Marshall from Scotland.
That would be risky.
No, Scotland have a solid defence.
Is he nailed though?
I was asking Lama this. Who was nailed? Was it Gordon or Marshall? Even I didn't know.
It'd be Marshall.
Is it Marshall?
Yeah, because he wasn't sure.
Marshall was the keeper during qualifying and for the World Cup qualifiers.
So right. Marshall, and he's 4.5, is he, Davey?
Yeah, he'll rack up the saves. He's a good shot stopper.
Interesting. I might have to look at him. So yeah, that's pretty much my team. Very out there picks compared to a lot of people.
Out of it.
Dylan saying
It's because he's injured. Isn't
Dylan saying no Ronaldo. Are you worried? Are you worried, Matt? No Cristiano Ronaldo. I know you got Jota in
Well,
there.
they'd be like everyone's getting these people in like the Ronaldo stuff out. They're so expensive. I've seen people putting like England players in there and French players in there. Are you mad with those groups? You want to take advantage, and if you're going risky, now's the time to be risky and get them in later on. Because if you go too templatey now, there's no point because everyone's gonna have the same team later on. And when these other teams, like the group of death, people are getting like the French players, German players, and all that sort. They're like racking them all in. I'm like, they're not going to be very high scoring games. That's why I've got the likes of Anatovic, which play like Austria play North Macedonia and that. And then I full heartedly agree with Davey P on Netherlands. I reckon they'll rack up some quite high scores. So
Yeah.
now is the time to go risky, people.
Well, I mean, Depay and Wijnaldum's a lovely combo to go for Netherlands, definitely, because like we talked about earlier, Wijnaldum's, playing a more attacking role for Netherlands, and he was in one of my earlier drafts, but I'll talk about my team later on, but it's just so hard. You want everybody in your team, and it's very difficult, it really is. So that's another Wijnaldum. But yeah, and Paulie's in there saying avoid Scotland players, target Scotland. Hello FPL7764, how you doing? Dylan's saying Daniel James will run riot against Italy because he's a Welsh fan. But yeah, thoughts on Che Adams from Kobe. A few people have been talking about him. It seems we'll talk about Scotland. You're from Scotland, Davey. What do you think about Che Adams? Do you think he maybe a decent differential asset? Do you think he is likely to get starts during the Euros? Do you think?
I think he will. I think it'll be him and Dykes up front and a front two. But I wouldn't pick Adams because I think in terms of Scotland, our better picks would be Christie, Robertson, and Tierney. Just because like they give you more value for money. I think you're better off investing in some of the big heavy hitters up front. You've only got 3 forward slots. I wouldn't be wasting more than a 6.5 million Che Adams.
You got to look at the group as well. That group is not going to be a very high scoring and going to be tight games all the way through. So
I'd back our defence and maybe a set piece or a penalty, which is why I'd go Christie, Robertson, Tierney. Maybe David Marshall will rack up the saves and he's 4.5.
I like Dykes. I liked him. Sorry, I am back. Probably didn't notice I was gone. Yeah, I like Dykes. I saw him play against who are you playing, Davey?
Luxembourg
Okay.
or and the Netherlands.
Luxembourg. He had so many chances and he was getting in some really good space and he assisted for Adams's goal. So for me, if you're going to be doing those crosses, he's getting on the end of them constantly. So I actually quite like the look of Lyndon Dykes actually. And he's actually in the team.
He just puts himself about, but he's more of a striker that links play and makes really good runs than an out and out goal scorer. Like he's recorded in the championship, isn't he? Great, but he does really work hard for the team, and he does link the play quite nicely. He does offer a good out ball as well. He will run the channels. He will drop deep. He will occupy centre backs. He is a right handful, and he's left footed.
Wow. Just a quick.
Yeah,
he will cause problems, but I wouldn't pick him in fantasy.
He's in my team. Like I said, because I just think he's got great potential to get assists or a goal against Czech Republic specifically. I think the Czechs they're awful. They look really bad to me, so I think I'll be targeting them.
I'm sure Penguin disagrees with you there. He was bigging up the Czechs early on.
Oh, was he?
I've got a good question from Garv saying, I have Christie and Robertson, and he's confident they'll score. I believe you said, Davey, Christie takes penalties for Scotland a while back.
Yeah, he does.
So what do you think of him in particular, Christie? Do you think, is he about 6.5 million? I'm not too sure. Check.
He's 7 million.
7 million. What do you think of him as an
He's
asset? Do you think he's...
cheaper than McGinn.
Do you think he's? Do you think
So
he's
yeah,
feasible?
he'd be my pick of the Scotland attackers.
Okay. Okay.
He hits a lot of shots from range as well,
Hmm.
so you do get the extra point from shots outside the box.
Well, McGinn does that
And
as
it
well,
was
doesn't
his,
he?
it was his goal that set up the penalty shootout against Serbia, because he hit a shot from outside the box, dribbled his way through, then hit a shot from like 20 yards into the bottom corner.
Hmm.
He's a lovely wee player.
I mean,
Plays for Celtic.
Yeah, Robertson's a lovely one as well, 5.5, and he plays. I know what he's like for Liverpool, bomb straight down the left hand side of the wing. But you know, for Scotland, he just looks the same. You know, he's one of them. Would you say he's a good one to go for as well, Davey? If somebody wanted to say, you know, I know he's 5.5, but do you think he's good value for money, especially in their group as well with Croatia, England, and Czech Republic? Do you think he's a decent one to own for this group?
Yeah, yeah. Robertson's a good pick. You'll get forward. I prefer Tierney just because he's 0.5 less, and Tierney will also bomb up on that left hand side. But I think the difference between Tierney and Robertson is that Tierney's more likely to get shots off. Robertson's more likely to get crosses off. So it's really just assist versus attacking threat. And for 0.5 less, you're getting the same clean sheet potential plus a little bit of goal threat.
Yeah.
So if it was, I'd save yourself 0.5 and just go for Tierney.
Yeah, I gone Tierney as well.
Tierney will hit shots from range. He'll bomb forward as well. He'll underlap and overlap Robertson. The way we attack Scotland is we will overload that left hand side. We'll create like a passing triangle towards like the left hand flank, because Dykes will drift over, McGinn will drift over, Robertson's already there. Then you'll have Tierney bombing up and down. So that's 4 players overloading that left hand side. That'll create space for like Christie and Adams on the right, and whoever does play that right wing back role for us as well.
I got Tierney as
well.
I think Tierney's probably the better option. 0.5 cheaper, like you said, he'll get shots off, and he almost assisted in the other game against Lithuania, and he was getting in the box a lot. So Robertson has a great cross on him, but Tierney also gets up, crosses, and shoots. So for 0.5 cheaper, I think if you're going to go for a Scotland defender, Tierney is the one.
We just thank you for your team, Matt, and we're going to move on to Benji now. Brought your team on the screen, Benji. Do you want to talk us through your team? I believe you got Tierney and Dykes on your bench. But yeah, do you want to talk through your team?
So the one issue I have with the team is I keep swapping Dykes and Eriksson out for Alaba and Immobile. And I just seem to not make a good decision. I keep flip-flopping. At the moment, I'm pretty set on this, but probably in a couple of hours, I'll switch it back. That's the only real problem I have with my team. Lukaku is the best striker in the tournament. He's actually unbelievable. He's on a great scoring record for his club. He's just won the league. I think he's a really good striker. And against Russia, you expect him to score at least a couple. So I think he's in everybody's team because of that. Depay, obviously, great player, takes free kicks. I think he takes penalties and sometimes takes corners, but I don't think he takes corners often. Then moving on to the midfield, I have Eriksson. He takes penalties, corners, free kicks. Playing against the worst team in the tournament. I've tripled up on Denmark. I've got Vas, who plays on the right, and Mile, who plays on the left back. I'm just targeting that Finland attack, who I just think is awful. They're the worst statistical team in the tournament. So 2 defenders, that's like, that could be like 6 points each. So just for the clean sheet alone, let alone if they get forward and actually get an assist or anything. So doubling up on them. With the rest of the midfield, Shaqiri, he plays Wales. Again, just targeting another bad team. for game week 1. My strategy, obviously, I think everybody's pretty much got the same strategy. In game week 2, Limitless, and possibly wildcard in 3. Maybe not though. That's just going to be see how it is. But definitely in game week 2, limitlessing. So I'm literally just focusing on game week 1 and some of game week 3. So Wales, I think they're terrible. So I'm just targeting with Shaqiri. He takes corners, he takes free kicks. I thought he was quite good in the warm-up games. He got inside the box quite a lot when they were outside of play. They were sort of focusing that left side, and he was drifting that way. So I thought he's the best player there. I'm going to focus him. Same with the defender, and Babu plays for Wales. He plays against Wales. I think Wales are rubbish. They couldn't score in both of their games against France, and I think they played Albania. They couldn't even score against them. So I don't think they actually have a good attack. And then obviously everybody's got Dinea, plays for Russia. Russia, they're overrated for me. Like I said earlier, I think they're just probably the third worst in their group. So, targeting their attack by getting a defender is probably a good idea in my head. Donnarumma, we talked about that. Italy, defense, getting some points there, hopefully. And then, like I think somebody said it earlier about having a strong bench to swap in. I think it was Matt. I am the avid person, especially in the Champions League game, to get a second backup goalkeeper in the group stage, because that is literally 3 points. If you're only spending 1.5 to get an extra goalkeeper who's playing, who has a good fixture, it's 3 points, essentially, because if your first goalkeeper, who you think is going to be the best goalkeeper, somehow concedes, you're going to have a second chance to get another clean sheet from another player. So for me, goalkeepers, you definitely need a second goalkeeper for me. And then I think we talked about Scotland. That's, we already talked about that. And then Jota, simply because I don't have anybody on the 15th, so the third match day of this game week. And I think he's probably the best option for Portugal, even though I don't think they look that good. But against a Hungary team that's one of the worst in the tournament, I think that's just a given to me to at least get one Portuguese player, and that's my team. There you go.
No, it's a good team. It's interesting seeing when I first saw it, like Shaqiri in there. Definitely could be maybe a differential, and just to, he might do something against that Wales team, like you said. We've got Dylan, who's from Wales, like I said, who supports Wales. He said, "We didn't play Wilson, Bale, James, or Moore versus Albania. It was the second team." He said.
Even
is what Benji.
I think even so, the mentality. Like I look at England, right? We beat Romania 1-0 with only a penalty. That screams bad to me. Even though it was a second string team, that screams something terrible to me. That I don't think that's good. Even if you have a second string team and you don't win against Albania, I think and you're in the Euros. You're in the Euros. I think that's bad. So for me, I just think Wales are not a good side, and like I said, Shaqiri takes corners, and Switzerland, I believe they have a very high scoring rate from corners. So for me, if I've got Shaqiri, I'm betting on maybe an assist from a corner. So
Definitely.
Davey, where's your rebuttal?
My rebuttal.
I thought you might have something to say on it.
No, I agree. I don't think England will do well. I don't think they've got a settled team. Too many changes. I think teams that do well in these tournaments are usually teams that are quite settled.
What about Wales? What's your stance on Wales?
I put Wales in that same category as Germany, which it sounds a bit weird, but hear me out a little bit. Just because I don't think that they're too unpredictable. Like, you don't know what 11 Wales are going to put out. Yeah, Bale's going to play, but you don't know what system Wales are going to play. Same with Germany. They've got 4 or 5 different systems they can play with the players they have, and I think Wales are the same. from what I've seen for them in the World Cup qualifiers and the Euro qualifiers, you've got Bale, you've got Ramsey. They played Harry Wilson as a false
I was
nine
gonna
as
say,
well.
'cause they got that thing with Giggs
Well-
at the minute, so he's stepped back and they got that other guy in, haven't they? And he's been playing with false nine a lot with Ramsey as that.
Yeah, they keep chopping and changing. I don't like. I tend to avoid teams that tend to do that. You want to go into the tournament with a settled side, at least the spine of your team.
Mm.
I think people are looking back at the 2016 Euros and remembering that Wales run that had happened. But this is a different situation. This is a completely new tournament, different situation, different manager. And I just don't see the part that they've yet. It might come up, but for me, I don't know. I just think they are not ready at all.
I do like Russia though. I disagree with you on Russia. I think Russia are a team that you'd want to target, especially in match day 2. They play Finland match day 2.
Oh yeah, when they're playing Finland, like I said earlier, Finland are the statistically worst team in the tournament. So if in game week 2, I'd put a Russia player in there. They are that bad.
I'd double up because Zuba, their main striker, he's an absolute giant mountain.
Striker and a
He had the good last World Cup. His record at international level is really good. You got Golovin on set pieces, pulling the strings.
Yeah,
I think they'll match day 2. I'm tipping Russia to be the highest scorers.
Yeah, I can guarantee you that Finland are going to be the absolute, team that's going to take big hits. They got a good goalkeeper, but a good goalkeeper does not make up for their absolute League 2 defense. It's bad. So I think they're going to get absolutely whipped by Denmark. I think they're possibly going to get whipped again by Russia, and they will get demolished.
Sham's in the chat asking you a question as well, Benji.
Yes, it's a good one.
Wants to read it out.
Yeah, I'll read it too. It's to Benji. It says, if you love corners, why go Shaqiri over Ricardo Rodriguez? He is on the left side at corners and on penalties, and also bonus if he produces a clean sheet. Just wanted to let you know.
I think that there's a possibility he gets rested because Zuba has been playing that left back position, and Elvedi has had a great season playing left centre back. So I think there's an actual chance that Rodriguez gets rested in certain games, which would mean Shaqiri would take corners and he would take penalties off of Ricardo. So I'm just going to take the gamble that he might not play. Plus, my defenders I'm pretty set on. So I would have to downgrade somebody to upgrade Mbabu to Rodriguez. When even then, I think he might get rested a couple of games, like 2 games. I think he only plays 1. Because I think their setup is very heavy towards that left side, and Zuba's been playing really well, so he can't play left back. And Rodriguez sometimes plays left centre back, and like I said, Elvedi's had a great season, so I assume that he comes in and plays. So that's why I went Mbabu as well instead, because Mbabu on that right side, when watching the game that Switzerland had, he was crossing. And when he was crossing, he was hitting the target every single time. And they've got some tall strikers, Switzerland. So I'm thinking maybe if I put Mbabu in there, I might get a clean sheet, and I've got very good potential of getting attacking returns. So that's why.
I like what Brian said in the chat, talking about how bad Finland is. The next team has 3 Finnish players in it.
Right, well, we'll move on. This is FPL Buddy's team. He sent it through Discord. So yeah, he has got 3 Finland players. He's got Donnarumma. We'll talk about starting lineup. He's got Donnarumma. We've got Spinney. We've got who's that there? Is it Mahel? Pronounced it, the Danish fella. and I'm bad as Lam at pronouncing footballers' names. Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen, Chiesa, Alaba, Mbappe, Lukaku, and Pukki up front. Very surprised to see, is it 3 Finland players, was it? Yeah, 3 Finland players. Very, very surprised to see that, but they are relatively cheap, aren't they? And probably just fill that bench. But I want to talk about this team. It looks good. It's all about if whoever starts, Chiesa or Berardi, starts. But just let everyone know we will find out the Italian and both the lineups for the Turkey-Italy game 1 hour before the deadline. So do look out for that, guys. 1 hour before the deadline for to make your transfers and stuff and to finish off your team. But yeah, Pukki's an interesting one. I know Pukki's had we all remember Pukki at Norwich last time when they were in the Premier League. They're back up now. Pukki Party last time out in FPL back in the day. He's arguably their best player, and he's got the goals from in the qualifiers. I don't know what your thoughts are, guys, on Pukki. Do you think it's a bold one? Especially against Denmark, you just think it's maybe he only didn't have much money, the budget, and he's just gone for it. Like, we'll ask Davey, what do you think of his team overall, Pukki in particular? What do you think, mate?
I think that's something that I would not advise. Like 7 million for Timo Pukki against Denmark, who are probably one of the best defences in Europe, probably the most outstanding goalkeeper in the tournament with Kasper Schmeichel. Like, Denmark are playing at home, remember, they're not playing away. It's Finland playing away at Denmark. I fancy Denmark to go really far in this tournament.
I mean, just to add as well,
they would be my dark horse.
Yeah, Finland did lose a few nights ago to Estonia at home, and they had about 9 out of 11 of their starting lineup were first teamers. So it's going to be interesting. I think Finland could be, as some people like to call these sort of teams, whipping boys teams. That could concede a lot of goals. Mbappe's an interesting one as well. We'll go to Matt. What do you think of Mbappe? Do you think I know he's in group of death. They like to call it Group F. But against Germany, do you think it's what do you think of that move, Mbappe versus Germany? Do you think France could, get the win against Germany?
It's like I was saying earlier. You want to avoid players like Mbappe at this stage. You want to wait for them to get out of the group stages before targeting them, because, like you said, they're in the group of death, which means I don't see it being very high scoring. I see that most of those games being quite cagey. So I personally wouldn't. There's him, and then there's another one in there as well that I'd avoid. I think you've got Bruno in there, but you're thinking probably the Bruno of United. The Bruno of Portugal is completely different. Why not save yourself? Is it 2 mil and get someone like Jota?
And he won't be on penalties. So you won't be getting them 17 odd penalties that he gets in FPL every year. Like, you got to think it's a whole different thing.
So I think
he doesn't assist often. He doesn't score often. Outside of penalties. So you got to think with a whole different mindset, because Ronaldo would be taking them penalties.
Yeah. So those two. So I like Pukki as a punt. I'm looking more of the more expensive players, like the Brunos and the Mbappes. Maybe spin them out a bit.
I think Bruno's such a bold one. I think I don't know if he's going to do as good, unless obviously Ronaldo's going to take the penalty. But I think Bruno isn't particularly a good one, to be honest, for the Euros. I don't know what Benji thinks. What do you think of Bruno Fernandes? We all know what he's like. Well, for Man United, for Portugal.
I just think obviously he won't be on penalties, so he's not going to get the goals from the penalty area. And he doesn't actually assist that often, and in this game it's a lot different with assists. They're way more finicky on assists than FPL. FPL, they're very lenient on what's an assist and what isn't. In this, they are not as lenient. So you got to think, is he really going to be the big assister? Is he going to be scoring loads of goals? I don't really think so. Without the penalties, I love Bruno in FPL because he will get you points. But I don't think he's going to get you the points here, I'm afraid.
If you're going to stay at Portugal, I'd look more towards, like I said, Jota. He's a lot more attacking.
Ronaldo.
Less.
I think João Felix deserves a shout as well. Like
If
he's
you
8.5, same price as Jota.
I think João Felix has got a bigger chance to not start though. I think Bernardo Silva will take that spot.
Bernardo Silva plays on the right wing.
Yeah,
Left wing.
no, I think
Left wing's either going to be Jota or Felix.
If
Yeah,
I
exactly.
had to choose who I would, I know I'm biased, but I'd rather have Jota. If you look at his stats for Portugal, compare them to Felix for Portugal, Jota's just so much better. His return wise, he's so much better. Return wise for a fancy football game and stuff, and goals, assists. I mean, Jota's the better one of the two. If you were gonna,
fits in that system way better than Felix does. In my opinion, from just watching the Portugals, I don't know about any stats or anything, but just from watching, games where he's been played in, I think Jota is way better in that system than Felix is.
If you wanted to go even cheaper, though, I'd go Renato Sanchez, and that would give you the funds to upgrade Pukki.
I think taking out Mbappe.
Well,
Mbappe and Bruno going out. Bring in Jota.
I think even Ronaldo's a great shout. Like it's Cristiano Ronaldo, guys. Like, and he's playing Hungary.
I still think, but it's Hungary and Hungary.
It really doesn't matter. Like
Ronaldo's got a great record against Hungary. Last few years in like World Cup or Euros, he's got a good record against goal scoring record against Hungary. He really has.
If I could afford Ronaldo in my team setup, I would definitely have him because. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, well, Hungary drew 3-3 with Portugal the last time they met each other in a major tournament.
That's
Ronaldo did get a brace.
Yeah, and I remember Portugal winning 1-0 against them and then 3-0 against them. Ronaldo doing it once again.
I think we're talking about attacking potential here, though. Like I think, and I believe Hungary have got a lot of injuries as well at the back and midfield. So
Your best players out, the young kid. As I've no idea how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, Joblai.
Yeah, SZ something. Lama would fucking love to try and say that guy's name.
Yeah, get Lama on. Get him to try and say it.
Lama, if you're there, I just saw him in chat. Get in Discord, Lama and Paulie and Mel.
Expensive.
But yeah, so we'll move on now. Get through these swiftly. This is from Brian, another viewer, also in the Discord as well. And this is his team on the screen. Hopefully you guys out there can see okay. He's got the Turkish goalkeeper in goal. He's got Ronaldo on the bench, Fran Torres, both Torres from Spain on his bench, and the Austrian goalkeeper who I mentioned earlier on his bench too. He's got Bednarek, Denayer. He's got the two Danish fellas starting as well. He's got Shaqiri just like Benji. He's got Mount. We'll have a talk about Mount in a minute. And he's also got another Danish player. And Berardi in there as well. He's going to captain him. Lukaku and Depay up front. I want to be talking about Mount in particular. We'll start with Matt. What do you think of Mason Mount as an asset? Because I've seen quite a few drafts with him in. Not particularly nailed on. But what was your thoughts on him, Matt? And England as a whole. I mean, do we have to talk about England? You're going to say?
I was going to say, do we have to talk about England?
Yeah, it's so
yes,
our strength. Yeah, our strength with England is going forward. So why would you take 20 defenders when we can't defend anyway?
Because we're playing a 3 at the back. And we're going to play
our whole Euros relies on Maguire turning up.
Oh.
Which means we're either going to play 3 at the back with 2 CDMs, or we're going to play 4 at the back. So, but that Maguire needs to be fit for us to play 4 at the back, which means you're going to have to have one less attacking player. And with a massive amount of pool that we've got to pick from, I would not pick Mount. Because one, we're in a dodgy group, in my opinion, for how good we are. We've not got an attacking manager, and he's a rotation risk.
We got a manager who had a great opportunity with, the sad parting of Trent of the team, we had a great opportunity to bring a Ward-Prowse or a Jesse Lingard to invigorate that midfield, just in case somebody drops out. And he goes and picks Ben White. White.
He didn't even pick the right one. Dunk's better. He didn't even pick
Ben
the right
White.
defender.
I think the kid is great. I think he's a great defender. But Ben White over James Ward-Prowse.
He's obsessed with defenders. He's obsessed. This is...
That just screams 3 at the back to me. That screams boring. That screams that Mount might not even play as well. Because you've got to think, they're only going to have two midfielders if they play 3 at the back. So Mount might not even play. Grealish might play over him. Foden might play over him. There's so little positions going forward now. Everyone's a rotation risk that isn't either Kane or Henderson and Rice, basically. So if he does play 3 at the back, it's just, and I'm not, and I think they're going to be low scoring games if England wins, just like we've been doing 1-0s constantly. And the only person that really can get goals is Harry Kane. So, it's just dire. And I guarantee you, he plays Sterling on that left wing. That guy who can't even score, can't even hit a barn door if he tried. He has a left foot that's made of plastic, and you're going to play him on the left wing. I guarantee it. I can't even go. I could go on forever about it.
He's got if you go over England loads, then it's not too good. But he's gone for the tried and tested, very defensive with the people that have got him out of jail, with the likes of Rashford, which not really had a great season, Henderson, which is been dead all season. You've got Maguire that's dead. You've got who else? You've got Sterling that's had a terrible season, but he's gone with the tried and tested. So I would stay away from England.
Stay away from the first game, especially from the.
No, just stay away from him the whole thingy, because how far? I don't think I spoke to you about this, Penguin. How far do you reckon they would actually get? Because if we get through this group, we could get the group of death, or Spain.
We played Portugal, France, Germany, Spain.
I honestly think if we get out this group, whoever we have, the first team in the knockout stages, we're out. That's why I think.
Yeah,
that's why I think. I'm going to be realistic.
We're going to get
because we play dead football against the France team. Let's say it's France, who breaks down these teams so well. Their team is meant for breaking down teams. Portugal, who's got one of the best strikers, well, probably the second best striker in the world, Ronaldo, and then we got Germany, who they're not amazing, but they're still Germany. They've still got an amazing midfield with a great attacker. In Muller, who's coming back, who's scoring goals now. Gnabry, who's one of the best young players in the world at the moment. We are screwed. We're screwed. It's just
going back to this though, you're looking at us even getting out the group. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you wouldn't have Mountain in there, because I reckon we've got a harder group than what people think we have because of how defensive we go. Scotland are no mugs. They're going to rip our defence apart. Croatia, we couldn't get past them before. And the Czech Republic, I don't know what we've done with them in the past against them in the past.
Czechs will be easy. They'll be easy.
But England will make it look hard.
But they will make it look hard. But I even think we got a chance to lose to Scotland, because Scotland will be up for it. It's like a semi-derby. They will be up for trying to beat us. And I believe, didn't we kick them out of the chance of going to the Euros before or something? Not my lifetime, but I think it is my lifetime. I just, wasn't really interested in international football then. But, they're going to be up for it. It's going to be a hard game. And then we play Croatia in the first game, who we've beaten since, but that's not going to be an easy game either. So it's a much harder group. It's not looking good after the groups either. So
don't trust any more teams with England.
Yeah, because it's just frustrating. It's just so frustrating to think about as an England fan, because it's just so bad.
Right, we'll move on now to Ish's team. But yes, Paulie coming out saying Southgate's going to play Rice and Jordan Henderson. Just that boring sort of defensive. What we need is just attack. You know, I don't know. I just don't have much hope. I really don't. But yeah, congratulations, Davey and Lam and Scotland in advance. But yeah, this is Ish's team on the screen.
Oh, I'll be buzzing if that
Oh, I bet you
happens.
will, yeah. We'll all be avoiding you.
I'll just say this now. I'll be intolerable in Discord.
Oh, it's going
Doing
to
it
be
for
awful.
like,
I can see it already.
Right, we'll just get moving on now. Get through this. We've got Ish's team. It's got Ronaldo, Lukaku, Depay, Eriksen, Ferran Torres, Ruslan from Ukraine, Berardi, again another one with Berardi in the team, Tierney, and the Danish fella with Denea next to him as well. Got the Austrian goalkeeper as well. The Finland goalkeeper, we've got Stovsky, the very cheap 4 million, plays sometimes like a right-sided centre-back or a right attacking right back. Very, very cheap. Highly recommend getting him. He's a budget player. Just put him on your bench. He's a regular player. Played a lot of games in the qualifiers. He's got another Ukraine player, and then he's got Seb Larsson on his bench too. What to talk about?
Ooh.
I actually love that team.
Mm.
Well, I think that's a very solid team.
Ruslan's a very interesting one. A lot of people, I had him in the draft, the Ukraine guy, Ruslan Malakovic or something like that. I don't know what his name is, but he's plays for Atalanta and he plays like a cam for Ukraine. He's a good one, so he could target that dodgy Holland defence and maybe get something. I don't know. But what's your thoughts, guys? We'll go with Davey.
I'd like to.
Or Benji, anyone. Benji, we'll go with Benji.
I was going to point out the Ukrainian defender. I would stay away from Ukraine defense. I don't think they've kept a clean sheet in a very long time. They seem to concede quite a lot against the big teams. They've played a lot of them recently, so I don't know. I don't like the look of Ukraine defense other than Zinchenko, because Zinchenko could get attacking returns because he's playing as an attacking midfielder as a defender in the game. So I think Zinchenko is probably your best bet if you want to go for a Ukrainian defense. But that defense for Ukraine is very suspect. They don't keep very many clean sheets.
I disagree there. Like I think that looking at that team, that team screams limitless match day 2.
No, I think it's a good team. I'm just saying
Ukraine play Austria on match day 3 in Ukraine.
No. I'm just saying for this game week. If we were just saying for this one, I think having a different defender other than a Ukrainian defender is good. The rest of the team I really like though. The thing is, like I said with the Ukraine defense, if you're gonna go for a Ukraine defender, I would go Zinchenko because he will be playing midfield. If you're playing Limitless Game Week 2, you'll probably have him anyway because they play North Macedonia. But for the first game week, I don't know. I think that's.
I don't know. Like Backman will rack up the saves. It's Backman who's got in goals, isn't it?
No, I'm talking about the Ukrainian defender.
Oh, they get on his bench.
Yeah, the guy.
He doesn't have to sub him on. You can stay on the bench.
No. That's what I'm just saying. Like for me personally, that's what I'm just saying. For me personally, like I just like to have when I have my bench, it's at least players that are going to be good enough. Like he could put Pau Torres in there. Playing for thing. He could put another Denmark defender. Could go anywhere really. I just think Ukraine. You could go like Bednarek. Bednarek's a great option, I think.
Vestergaard.
Yeah, you got way more options than that one Ukrainian defender. I think. For me personally. Apart from that, I absolutely love this team. Like.
Yeah, it's an interesting team. It's got some interesting players in there. But yeah, so we'll put the Swift on. We've got Paulie. Just want to get his team on the screen as well. So I'll just try and get his team on the screen. But any last minute thoughts, Matt or Davey, on the team that's on the screen right now? You were just talking about. Do you think it's a good team? Good team going forward?
Differential. They've gone very heavy up front.
I like it. It's a good team.
Yeah.
Gives you options, captaincy every day. Every single game day, he's got a captain. He's got Lukaku, Depay, Ronaldo on the last day, Berardi, Torres, Eriksen. He can shift his captains around every single match day, hunting for a hat trick hunting. So yeah.
Well, we've got Paulie here saying with his team, maybe Ferran Torres too, but just in case, this is his team I'm going to bring up now, Ferran Torres too, just in case the Spain versus Sweden game is affected, because we know, just bring his team up on the screen now, we did hear about Spain, Sweden, I think it was Busquets testing positive for the coronavirus. From what I've heard now, he's the only one tested positive, and the rest of the team and coaching staff are all tested negative. So it's something about as well. They were going to do a fast track vaccine for the mole. So they just get ready for this. Hopefully in time for this game against Sweden. But this is his team. This is Paulie's team. Bad news, Paulie, with Patricio, Bednarek, Ronaldo, and P. Torres on his bench, with Schmeichel, Bonucci, Denea, and the young left back. Is it Vidal, something like that? F. Torres.
Wijnaldum.
Yeah, why not?
Wijnaldum.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think it's
Yeah, thank you. Wijnaldum, Souček, Alaba, Berardi again, Wind, and Lukaku. I think it's a lovely team. We'll go to Davey this time. What do you think of Paulie's team? Anything, or do you think it's good to go?
I'm surprised he's not got any England players in there, considering he doesn't like Scotland very much. Target Scotland, yeah. No England players. I think Jay Wynn's an interesting one. I like that pick. I think he's not the young kid that plays in the Belgian league. That's like top scorer in the Belgian league.
Which one's that again?
I did remember reading something about him recently. He's quite good.
Oh, you're talking about striker, Wind?
Yeah.
He won't play.
I think you
I
just...
think he will, because you've got it's Poulsen and Braithwaite that play on the wings for Denmark.
No,
With Dolberg.
It's Poulsen up front, Olsen on the wing, and Braithwaite on the wing. Wind hasn't played a single warm-up game. He hasn't played a game for Denmark yet.
See, I think that attack's going to be so rotated during the competition. The front three, I think it's going to be rotated, and I don't know.
But for your first game, you play your best lineup. Even though it's Finland, you play your best lineup for the first game. You know. So
got some good picks. I like Kasper Schmeichel. I think it's a bit overkill with Patricio and Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, that's two really powerful goalkeepers.
I don't like that Netherlands defender because, like we were discussing earlier, Netherlands are not the best at the defence, especially with Van Dijk out. But other than that, I really like it.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is change Wind. It's too really, really risky. I really don't think he plays at all. And then for me, Patricio, maybe downgrade Patricio.
Paulie's coming into the saying to the chat. I have 3 million in the bank, so can easily get him out. I believe he's talking about Wind there. So he's got 3 million in the bank, Paulie. So he can.
You'd have 9 million for a striker.
That's all right. Depends who's.
I mean, you could downgrade Patricio to a 4.5, and then you would have 10 million for a striker. You could get him Mobley, or you could,
Benzema.
Yeah, Benzema.
Is Benzema nailed? Because obviously you got Giroud, which is like what's his name's love child at.
I think Benzema would be nailed.
I think Benzema's nailed. Why bring him back if you're not gonna play him? I think there's a reason why he's been brought back. I'd expect France to play Benzema, Griezmann, and Mbappe.
Yeah,
as a front three.
And Benzema has had a great scoring season, and he could have he could get some goals against Germany, and then they play Hungary in game week 3. So if you're doing a limitless,
not game week 2, match day 2.
They are. Germany's playing them game week 3. Yeah, so.
How much is Wind? Is Wind about 6.5? Oh, he's 6 million.
6 million. That's why I said that you've got up to 9 million. I think Morata's 9 million, isn't he? He might be a good pick if you like him.
Morata, is 9 million. Could be a good one. Yeah.
If you want another cheap striker, I think his name's Skov Olsen. So not Skov, but Skov Olsen. He plays for Denmark and he plays on the wing. I'm pretty sure he will start. He's looked the best out of the three options of Skov Olsen, and Wind. And Wind hasn't even played. So, yeah, if you want a 6 million striker from Denmark, Skov Olsen's. He plays on the wing, but he's classed as a forward on the game. He's 6 million. So
cool. Matt, did we go through everybody? As Matt said, and Davey, did we looked at Paulie's team?
Yeah.
Your opinion. Cool. Just go through a few people on the live chat. Say hello to a few people. Kobe sent his team. If I don't get through your team, guys, we're only going to do probably another 2-3 more, something like probably 2. But probably might do a late stream, probably Thursday, who knows. But you can hit me up on probably Twitter or Instagram, and I'll be more than happy, or Discord, because a lot of you are in there in the FPL Game Week Discord. So probably just do another 1 or 2 more, and then we'll probably wrap things up then. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Hope everyone's doing good. Do give the stream a like, really appreciate it, and do consider subscribing. And we will talk about the Prize League as well very, very soon. So I'm just going to bring up probably... Who should we bring up now? Let me just get it on the screen. Here we go. We'll bring up now. Who is it? We'll call him DJ. Here he is. Bring his team up on the screen. This is his team. I just need to probably alter a few things. And this is his team on the screen. Should appear next 15 seconds, but I will read it out. We've got Lukaku, Eriksson, Wijnaldum, Ruslan again, Alaba, Berardi as captain. We've got Hint from Austria. We've got the younger Danish lad again. We've got Denea, Alioski, Haradecki, and we've got Simon, who a lot of people, somebody was talking about. I think it was John. He was asking. He was wondering who everyone thinks will be Spain's number 1 keeper at the Euros. We've also got Torres, Ronaldo, and Depay on the bench. We'll go straight to Benji. What do you think of DJ's team? And talk about Spain as well. Do you think the Simon lad on the bench will be their number 1 keeper?
yeah, I think this is a flawless team. Like, not gonna lie. Like, I don't see really any holes. I would pick any of these players if I have some. Obviously, I got some of these players, but I'd pick any of these. I think they're all great options. Simon, I do think is a great option as a goalkeeper. In my opinion, he'll start. And Spain actually looked really good defensively with Laporte in that back line. If we play FPL, if you watch Laporte, he's a good centre back, and being part of that Spanish team will help them defensively. So, yeah, and I think Sweden aren't that good attacking. I still think they're strong going forward, but against the Spain team, you got a good chance of a clean sheet there. So,
Davey, what do you think of the team? Any thoughts on it?
Alioski's a weird one.
Takes penalties, mate.
Is Davey gone?
Pandev took penalties for.
No, Alioski's taken the last 4, and he scored one the other day.
Yeah,
so
Alioski. Yeah, Alioski takes the penalty,
and he gets forward a lot. So for a 4.5, pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
love
very
your
balanced.
midfield. Yeah, love your midfield and your front line. That defense is. I've not seen many people with that defense, so it could pay off quite well.
I think Maley's such a good option. He's not template yet. I think he's only 4% picked, but I think he's a very good option. Denea has been picked by everybody. He's like 28% owned, something like that. But Alioski is a good differential, I think. Penalties. If they get a cheeky penalty, he's gonna take it. And you're a defender for a penalty is pretty good.
I talking about percentage ownership, a player that's not been brought up yet, Kante, is about 5.5 priced, and he's got ownership over 40%. Can you believe that? Unless
That's
people think you get points for like through balls or ball recoveries or something. You don't, guys. You don't. You don't get
Yeah.
points for that. You don't.
I think people are getting confused because the Champions League game has points for ball recoveries. So I think people are thinking it's the same for the Euros when it isn't. It's not the same for the Euros. It's basic FPL. I think the only thing that's transferred over is you get points for winning a penalty in this one. I think that's the only thing that they've transferred over. Ball recoveries, yeah, they don't translate in this game like the UEFA Champions League game did.
All right, we're going to move on quickly to another viewer. We're going to Cat Ninja. This is their team, and they've got the Turkish goalkeeper. They've got a very young. It's basically a bench fodder for Denmark. Rostovsky. We've also got Schmeichel, Spin, Mendes. From Portugal, Dene in there as well. Wijnaldum, Berardi, Foden. Foden's in there too. Eriksen, Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Depay. But it's just come on the screen right now. We'll go straight to Matt. Foden. You know, we talked about Mount. What do you think about Foden as an asset or overall, Matt?
Foden's a good player, but it's like me and Benji were ranting about earlier. You don't know who's going to play. You've got so many attacking options from England that can play. I wouldn't risk it.
I think your bench is very weak, and you've got 2 players in your bench that won't play. So if you're going for a strategy where you're not rotating your bench with substitutes, that's fine, I guess. That's your strategy. But yeah, you've got 2 players in there that won't play. Najo, he won't start. It looks like he won't start. And is it Bullison? I can't even say his name properly.
Yeah.
He won't start left back. It'll be Melee. So yeah, you've got 2 players in that defense that won't play at all. So maybe subsidizing some of your cash in your team to make your bench bit better might be a good idea.
Davey, what do you think?
Also, Mendes doesn't play.
Oh, Mendes, yeah. Somebody said that. Yeah, I heard about that. It's a bit rotation. Is it that Guerrero, or what his name is for Dortmund? Yeah, he's going to be the starter, obviously. But it's good. It's Mendes, 4.5 million. Start some games and friendlies or World Cup qualifiers. But I think they're going to look for experience probably
And Cancelo can play on the left back. Semedo can even play left back.
Yeah.
I really don't think he's going to play. So you literally have 3 players there that won't play whatsoever. So I would rethink. I'd rethink those players if I were you. Yeah.
Davey, what do you think of the team? Don't know if we've got your thoughts. Foden in particular. What do you think?
I think looking at that team, he's going to be using the free hit strategy where you build a team for match day 1.
Yeah.
You limitless match day 2, you wild card match day 3. Looking at that team, that's what it screams to me as.
Just need to play.
I would get rid of Mendes. Like I don't think he'll play. Find somebody that's like a bit more nailed. I think Foden's a bit of a risky punt, but I reckon he's got someone just so he has someone playing on from that group, someone that's exciting to watch and play. I can see why he's picked him. I wouldn't go with Foden. I think that is Foden 7 million, 7.5?
Yeah, 7. No, he's 8. I think he's 8 million.
He's 8 million. I'd probably go with Ferran Torres.
Yeah, 8
or
million.
I want yeah, I'd probably swap him out for Ferran Torres. Or maybe Olmo, and you've got 1 million to upgrade Mendes. Somebody a bit better like Cancelo. If you could do that.
I think if you at least upgrade the Belisan guy to a 4.5 as well, to make sure that you've got another option to bring on, like another defender. I think that'd be a good idea as well.
I think chip strategy is going to be crucial for the group stage, and there's loads of different ways you can play it. You can. I think that's basically what it's coming down to for the teams that we've seen so far.
Mm.
I'm sure Penguin will have an interesting chip strategy as well when he shows us his team.
Yeah, I'm just basically I'm gonna do one more viewer. We'll do John, and then we'll look at my team and we'll wrap things up. But this is John Magic, not John Sparta. This is his team. He's got Lewandowski up front. Just let everyone know the final score for Poland versus Iceland was 2-2, and I think Lewandowski blanked in that game against Iceland.
All for Poland.
Broad, get him out your teams.
I mean,
If you look,
I mean,
at Bayern Munich, he's got Gnabry, Sane, Kimmich, Müller. I mean, Poland, there isn't anyone like those players, is there? Obviously, to support him. So it's not really.
I mean, you could be the greatest. You could be the greatest striker in the world that Lewandowski is, but you can't carry a whole team. You know, you look at Messi for Argentina for the amount of years that he was with. You know, he's been obviously playing for Argentina and having to try and carry that team. It's just not going to translate. You know, without a good team around you, even though you're the best player in the world potentially, you still need players around you to help you at least. And he's just got nobody. He doesn't really even score for Poland either. And I'll be honest, he's probably my favourite player outside of a Man City player. And I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can and just say I wouldn't go for him, for me personally.
John's another one who's got Felix. So we've got Felix on his bench. We were talking about Felix earlier. How much is Felix? Is he cheaper than Jota? Did we say Felix?
Yeah, he's the same.
Same price.
Same price. I think better get a Jota. John, if you are watching later on, I'd say get Jota because he, like I said, he's getting the returns for Portugal.
I'd get Ronaldo because you've got Lewandowski. For me personally, for just me personally, I'd move Lewandowski out for Ronaldo and then move Felix down to an 8 million. That's what I would do personally.
No, I like that. It's good. Sounds good. Yeah. What do you think, Matt, of John's team? Anything you would change or?
Yeah, it's like the other two. I don't like the Lewandowski pick, but it's out there. Like I said earlier, you have to be out there. You have to go against the grain.
Oh yeah.
Because I reckon this tournament is going to be what in the group stages because everyone's going to have the same team. So everyone's going to have the same team in the knockouts, pretty much.
Yeah, by the quarterfinals, everybody will have very template teams because we'll know, like, obviously where teams are at and who's playing who. So.
But yeah, it's a nice team and it's very interesting. We've seen so many Lukaku and Depay's in these drafts. Very, very popular picks. Mostly no-brainer, especially Lukaku a no-brainer because we know what kind of player he is and had a great season with Inter Milan and won the Serie A this season just gone. So he'll be up and ready for this with a very attacking Belgium side around him. But yeah, it's a nice team. We'll finish things up. I just want to say to everybody, thank you to everyone else that sent in the teams that I haven't been able to show on stream today. But I will hopefully might be doing a mini stream, probably half an hour long, maybe Thursday or Friday afternoon. But yeah, do send them in. I will let you guys know. Do send them in again, your latest drafts. If they have changed, then I will get them done in that mini stream. But yeah, we're just finishing things off with my team, and then we will talk about the prize league. Ooh, so that's.
Let's rip into this team, lads. Come on,
rip this team apart.
Oh, aren't you nice?
Let's rip Penguin's team apart. Let's go. I'm ready.
Shut up. All right. This is my team. Hopefully it's appearing on the screen. Let's just check if it's still on the screen. Yeah, it's on the screen. Just make it smaller because I have to change the size.
He's been tinkering.
No, I haven't. No, this is my team. This is my team.
He's tinkering.
This is my team. This is my team. This is my team. Okay, this is my team.
Fix all your mistakes.
Okay, So I've got Havideki on goal on the bench, Jota, Pepe. So I'm going for that centre back. Pepe's 1 million cheaper than Diaz, but I've talked to a few people that follow Portugal and seen a few predicted lineups from people, and there's Pepe and Diaz next to each other. So I think that's a good lineup, a good partnership. Got P Torres on the bench, got the Austrian goalkeeper. Got Waz, Denea. I've also gone for this Polish guy as well. He didn't start tonight. I'll bring it up. What's his name? I'm going to call him Berez.
What's his name?
I can't even pronounce. Don't you make me pronounce that, you. We'll call him Bartos or something. But that's his first name. Botos.
What are you saying?
This Polish guy. I don't know.
What country?
It's from Poland.
Poland?
I'd personally say that Perez or something.
We'll call him Perez. Perez. Right. Come on. Right before. Right. He's a right back. Shut up, Matt. He's a right back. And he was quite hyped up. He's 4.5 million, and I probably might get rid of him after this stream. Midfield wise, I've got Ericsson, Torres, Alaba, and I've got don't make me pronounce this well. Is it in Zagni or something? Insigne.
I reckon we need to have a rule with your team. You cannot have players.
That's that I can't pronounce. Change my team now. Hey, it could be a winner, that. Right, I'm going to captain him. I've also got Lukaku and Depay, no-brainer, like I said, and I've got the Austrian striker who plays for Stuttgart up front as well.
What's his name?
Kalla.
Say his name.
You're welcome, Kalla. You're welcome. Right, moving on. Moving on, bro. Moving on. Yeah, and yes, so this team, this is the team I've gone for, and I don't know what you guys think of a team. Be nice, guys. Come on, you've been great guests.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Lukaku Depay is the same as like everyone, so everyone's got that. I like it how not many people had the Alaba thing in midfield, and you got the Alaba with myself.
Yeah, me.
He takes free kicks and corners, so he plays like a
That
second.
Was, is that the guy from Denmark that plays right?
Yeah, he's
I like him.
Yeah, he's a good player. Gets those
I got
returns. Yeah.
Yeah, not many people I've seen with him in that team, so that's quite good. And I like
I've got Vass as well, so like I can't exactly sway you for having
Very-
Denmark's back.
Denmark's wing backs are very attacking, I've noticed. So that's why I got both of them. I got Melee and Vass because I genuinely think they're like the two. They're very, very attacking. So I'd rather spend 4.5 and 5 million on Vass and Melee than like Vestergaard and Kier. Like,
I do think Vass was in the Spanish team of the season as well, like the Spanish League, La Liga's team of the season.
Oh.
Yeah,
He plays for Celta.
yeah, no, doesn't he play for Valencia now? Or did
Could
he?
be Valencia.
I don't know.
He is a very good right back.
And I think he used to play centre, like midfield, so he's very good at like controlling play and going forward. And
He does play for Valencia. I've just looked now. He plays for Valencia.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, Vass is a good pick. I think he's a very underrated pick.
What's your
I
chip?
don't
Jack?
like the Pepe pick though. I think Fonte will play with Diaz, not Pepe.
Really? I think the opposite. I think Pepe will play.
My chip strategy. Basically, I'm going to do limitless going into the second group games. So match day 2. Wild card, I'm going to save for the knockout stages. I think a lot of people were talking about saving their wild card. The best way to go about it for the knockout stages because.
Finals, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it goes from 16 to 8 or something, isn't it?
Yes, it's
So
the
are
last
you happy
16,
with
last
this
8.
going at match day 3?
Mate, I'm gonna probably keep change. Oh, match day 3. Yeah, I've
I
looked.
think-
I'm happy. Well, you got. It's what, Matt?
Sorry, I was going to say the best for me for the wild card is either game week 3 or round of 16.
Yeah,
I think if you do it,
Yeah.
because you're too late, you have to optimize that chip. It has to be game week 3, or round of 16.
No, because you get unlimited transfers anyway after the group stage.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, quarterfinals then.
Yeah, do quarterfinals or semi quarterfinals. But I think that's the best way
Because
to go
then
about it. Save it.
it will cut down, and you'll know it'll cut down so much that some of your teams, maybe even some surprises might happen. So using that chip to help you out when it cuts down. I didn't actually know that they give you free transfers like Champions League. I thought they took that away, but yeah, there you go then.
Right, so that was my team. I just want to say as well, as we just finished this off, thank you so much everyone for watching. I just want to show everybody on the screen right now, organised it all with, Davey came up with the idea, I believe, and Llama, we're teaming up with Llama and with that DFPL game week. And but yeah, so basically it's a prize league. The winner gets a personalised mug. All you have to do is join. I don't know if one of you lads, if you wouldn't mind posting the Discord link to the FPL game week in the live chat, would really help. Really do appreciate it. And so basically, hopefully one of the lads will post a link to the Discord, the FPL game week. All you have to do is join that. That's going to appear soon, probably in the live chat. And once you've joined that, yeah, it's just appeared now. Thanks, Davey. So just join that, guys. It's in the live chat. And then just direct message either myself or Capital FPL, which is Davey, who's on now, through Discord, and also the league code, just for the league code. The league code should be as well pinned as well on one of the channels of the Euro Fantasy in that Discord of theirs. So yeah, that's it, guys. Really enjoyed the stream. Got a lot of teams through. Got a lot of the guys' thoughts, like yourself, and everyone's thoughts out there. Great to hear from you all, and hopefully, like I said, I'll get probably a mini stream out, probably Thursday or Friday morning, who knows. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. Don't forget to like the stream, hit subscribe, and I shall see you guys in the next stream. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. They can find me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.